Improve your mobility and flexibility with practitioner-assisted stretch at Stretch Zone. Our certified practitioners use a proprietary strapping system to help improve flexibility, relieve stiffness and soreness, and enhance athletic performance. Whether you're an athlete, office worker, or just looking to improve your overall health, Stretch Zone can help you feel better, move better, and live better. Feel the benefits of practitioner-assisted stretch yourself. Book your first free 30-minute session today.
There are 400 locations nationwide. This is a very big company. It's the fastest growing wellness industry in the country right now, and for a very good reason. Stretching, as much as we all think we should only do it when we feel bad, is really important for mobility. It's really important for flexibility, obviously, but mobility more than anything, especially in conditions like Parkinson's. Any of you guys struggle with mobility? Some of you aren't raising your hand because you're struggling with mobility. But all our practitioners are, people that have anatomy or physiology backgrounds. We actually try to hire UNCW exercise science graduates to work for us, and then they're also certified through the same board that certifies massage therapists and bodywork professionals. And you probably saw the table out front. It is not a torture device, I promise you. It is really a very good place for hope, because we've seen a lot of folks who come in, especially folks with Parkinson's. We actually have a couple of people here today who are clients of ours. Thank you for getting us out here. Stretching's not that easy to do because we're not all motivated. It's really easy to be motivated when you feel bad, but it's not that easy to stay motivated when you start feeling better. And flexibility is a lifelong gig. It is something that we all should strive to do, even those of us who don't have some sort of condition. And very important to know that if anybody here ever wants to come in and get checked out, it is absolutely free the first time you come in. That's really why practitioner-assisted stretching came to be in the first place. The research is crazy. You can increase the resting length of a muscle up to 160%. For some of you, if I increased it 20%, it would be a game changer. So know that no matter how old you are, it does not matter. It's not age specific. It's not dependent on how long you've been on this earth. You can change your flexibility at any time in your life. It's not like arthritis or degeneration or disc problems where they're just going to be there and they're just probably going to slowly get worse. You can actually slowly get better or rapidly get better if you do it the right way. Go over a few things that are really important for balance and upright posture, because people tend to forget that we have a lot of these muscles. In fact, I would beg to say that most of you probably never even heard these words. But I want to really briefly touch on them because they're super important for upright posture. The erector spinae do exactly what they sound like. They erect the spine. Has anybody here ever heard of somebody having lower front pain? Lower front pain? No, we all have lower back pain, right? Because we're always going in this direction. And if any of you have noticed your posture changing over the years, you notice that's probably true for yourself as well. Low back pain is the #1 cause of disability in the whole world. 84% of people have chronic back pain now. That is more than heart disease and cancer combined. It is by far the biggest disability we all are going to have. If we sit all day long, let's just think about this for a minute. You guys are sitting right now. How many times have you sat before you got here today? Coffee table? On the toilet? In the car? Maybe on your phone, playing on the computer, right? So we sit and these hip flexors get short. They're meant to be long. So when we sit too long, they shrink and shorten, and then that's when you see somebody doing one of these things when they get up. Anybody guilty of that? So know that there are a couple muscles that if we really specifically focus on, you can get rid of a lot of your troubles. And we got to talk about the neck. The neck is a secondary source of pain. That's 30% of all adults have chronic neck pain. That means at least, how many people are here? Probably 30 of you, 20 of you have neck pain right now. There's very important muscles for those. You got the scalenes in the front. These get shortened up just like the hip flexors. This is why people end up with the head out in front of them. Our head weighs 10 to 12 pounds on a good day. Every inch your head goes out in front of neutral is another 10 pounds of pressure on your back muscles. So can you see how the neck could contribute to the lower back as well? It's like a bowling ball trying to be held out in front of us. It's a lot harder to hold it out in front of us than it is if it's directly up there. And then the erector spinae again, and these trapezius muscles. Some of that shoulder rounding that you see, or the slouching posture that a lot of people have. Hey, do this for me for just a second. Everybody, sit up in a chair that you're sitting in, as if you're going to have a picture taken. Like somebody's going to take a picture of this group right now and promote the Parkinson's group. How would you sit? Now, think about how much you have to move to get there. Like I said, I'm not going to delve into every individual muscle, but just know that for Parkinson's especially, we were talking earlier, quadratus lumborum, erector spinae, traps, slats, they're all what bring us to this fetal posture. Realize you were born in fetal posture and you die in fetal posture, and it's how long you stay upright that dictates your lifespan. Is that not true? So, work hard to try to keep that upright posture. These are a couple of examples of how the straps work. So imagine, do you feel like this thing, you think this guy's going to fall? Do you think he can relax while we do that stretch? No. and here's why you think that. Because you've never been on our table yet. And that's why we do it for free, so that you can see yourself that it feels amazing. It's a game changer. It was a game changer for me. That's what took me out of retirement from being a chiropractor and made me become co-owner of this company. I went in there with my own issues. There's a lot of stretches that are just comfortable releases. To just let the pressure of gravity and your head being out in front of you all day just relax and fall back. Oh my God, it feels so good to have that stretch. There's shoulder muscles that are really important, arm muscles, and of course we have to talk about the rotator cuff. Most of you guys, if you have fallen, have probably heard your rotator cuff. Anybody want to? Don't raise your hand. Raise your leg if you heard your rotator cuff. And then of course our wrist flexors and extensors, right? Our grip strength starts to go. And think about how important it is if you use a walker or a cane or any type of assistive device to have the strength in your arms. And those stretches, look how everybody's smiling. This is a really important one. If you're sitting down right now, you might be feeling this. Anybody have sciatica? Or ever had it? It's miserable, right? It is 60% of the time from that muscle. 40% of the time is from a disc herniation. That means you have a better chance of it being just from a muscle that's not happy, tightening up around that nerve, than you do of it being a degenerative condition like, arthritis. Then we got our hip flexors. Remember we said how they shorten, right? Those are the ones that bring our legs up. Think how important that is. We got a shuffling gait, right? Do you think those hip flexors are working good if that's happening? And then we've got our hamstrings. Everybody's heard of their hamstrings, but nobody knows that we've got 3 of them. So when we bend down and touch our toes, or try to, or bend to touch our knees, maybe touch our thighs, I don't know how far y'all can get, you're really only stretching one of those muscles. And there's 3. So the one that's the tightest is going to be the biggest limiter to your ability to be flexible at range. And we check all 3 independently. And that's another reason why the strapping is so important. Same thing for the muscles in the front of the leg. There are those muscles that have to be strong to be able to go upstairs or push yourself up. And they also need to be flexible. And everybody forgets about the baby little calves, right? But where does the foundation of our body start? Our feet. And our calves are one of the primary reasons why we lose our arches. It's one of the primary reasons why we have fasciitis or, Achilles issues, foot pain, and knee pain. And if all that's not right, it doesn't matter what you're doing above there, right? It's like a car out of alignment. If you leave a car that's not in good alignment in your driveway and never move it, the tires don't wear down, right? But if you drive that car, the tires are gonna wear down inordinately because they're not lined up. That's what happens when the lower extremity isn't really properly aligned or flexible. Any quick hot button questions before we go?
But does the stretching affect with Parkinson's? For example, shuffling, you said the stretching would help that, but if the Parkinson's is causing that?
Yes, but here's a better way of understanding it. We're not trying to treat Parkinson's, right? We're trying to make the chassis of that body that the person who lives with Parkinson's work better. To try to keep it as flexible and mobile as possible. And you guys, no offense, you have to fight harder than the average bear. You have a horrible neurological condition, and I'm sorry that that is the case, but it doesn't have to kill your quality of life. Is there any injury that you would be less likely to have if you were more flexible? Right? I don't care if you have a condition or not. If you're 15 or 95, you're likely to get hurt if you're tight when you go into an injury.
Yeah.
So if you can just lessen that risk. I want you to be 95 and go, I never needed stretch zone after all, because I never got hurt. And I want it to be because we know we did our part to keep it from happening. We can't show you what you don't develop. The problem with things that are preventative in nature. People feel like, well, do I really need it? Should I do it? Is there anybody here who's ever heard that stretching is bad for you? Not a single person raising their hand. So.
Improve your mobility and flexibility with practitioner-assisted stretch at Stretch Zone. Our certified practitioners use a proprietary strapping system to help improve flexibility, relieve stiffness and soreness, and enhance athletic performance. Whether you're an athlete, office worker, or just looking to improve your overall health, Stretch Zone can help you feel better, move better, and live better. Feel the benefits of practitioner-assisted stretch yourself. Book your first free 30-minute session today at